Okay, so we've been hearing a lot about inflation lately. The CPI came out for November and it's 6.8%, which is enormous. But a lot of the YouTube economic channels that I'm watching seem to be getting the number wrong when they're extrapolating it over time, and not just wrong by like, a couple percent or something, but it's wrong by like 30%, 50%, kind of a lot. So what it seems to me is going on is that they're kind of confusing the reduction in purchasing power of the dollar for the CPI increase over time. And so although the purchasing power of the dollar is a reflection of what the purchasing power or the CPI is, they're different calculations, and so you end up with a very drastically wrong number if you confuse one for the other and then extrapolate that over time. So what I've been seeing a lot of is they say something like, I have a $100 bill and it has $100 worth of purchasing power this year. And if inflation rate is 6.8%, then by next year, it'll only be able to purchase $93.20 or whatever worth of goods. And so if you extrapolate that over time, 6.8%, say times like 10 years, you're losing 68% of your purchasing power, which means that $100 bill is only worth $32, which is terrible and also not correct at all. So what actually is happening is that the CPI is measuring the increase in prices year over year, and like I said, not the reduction in purchasing power of the dollar itself. So some other videos get it kind of right, and they go in the correct direction with their math, but they're missing a couple things like the compounding part and stuff like that. So what they're saying is something like, say you buy a block of cheese every year for your Christmas party. A big block of cheese costs $100. Say this year, if inflation rate is 6.8% through this year, by next Christmas, you're gonna have to spend $106.80 on that block of cheese. And then, so if you have 6.8% inflation over 10 years, that block of cheese is gonna cost you $168 in 10 years, which that's a lot closer to accuracy, but it's still not right. So what's actually happening is the increase in the price, we'll say 6.8%. Now, I'm not implying that I think the inflation rate CPI is going to stick at 6.8% for even probably another month. It's likely to continue up or whatever. So next year, we'll say it's 6.8% all year. So next year, the block of cheese costs $106.80. And then the next year, you're not adding another $6.80 to it. You're adding 6.8% of $106.80. And so I think that's $7. I got it written down somewhere, $7.26 increase next year, not $6.80. And so then the price of the cheese next year would be $114.06. And then the next year it would be adding 6.8% inflation on top of the $114. And that is $77.76. And so it increases like that over time. So if you do the math, after 10 years, your block of cheese that costs $100 this year, in 10 years will cost $193 and a few cents, which is almost double. Which means if it's almost double, the purchasing power of the dollar is almost cut in half. And the number is, after 10 years, you have $51.80 of purchasing power left, which means you've reduced your purchasing power by $48.2 of your $100. So your $100 isn't worth $30, like some of the YouTube videos I saw recently say. It's worth over $50 still, which is still not awesome at all. Not good. But that's really what's going on. In actual life experience, that's what you're going to be running into, is increase in prices, not decrease in purchasing power as experienced by the shopper, by the consumer. And so it's not like you have the same $100 bill and it gets less and less valuable. It's certain goods are going up in price, and so you need more $100 bills to buy the same goods. So if you like this video, like it. If you want to hear more about stuff like this, subscribe, leave me a comment below, teach me something.